This is an impromptu live. Yeah, I went blank for a minute. Let me make sure that I'm good because it's been a minute since I've done a live, and I may have forgotten what to do. So you guys bear with me. I think we're good to go here. Let's see. Let us see. Let us see. Uh, we live. Let's see here. Ba ba ba. Hopefully everyone has been doing well, and this is the last time that I'll double check to see if we're live when I go live again because we're getting back into the mix. But as you can see in the description or on the agenda, I want to talk about Governor Abbott in the state of Texas. He's in the process of trying to be reelected and got a lot of promises as it pertains to property taxes. And if you're a homeowner, that's something that probably gonna interest you. And so we're gonna be talking about that a little bit. Want to talk again about the true cost of ownership. I'm starting to see a lot of folks. Thank you for the thumbs up. I don't know where you're watching from, but you know what? Let me put the comment section on. If you guys want to comment, make sure you do so. Hey, how you doing? It says you can't hear me. Hold one second. Hold one second. Uh, is that better? Is that better? If you can hear me. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. I think I have my microphone on mute. And so let me turn it back up. Let me go to YouTube real quick and see if we're good. You guys allow some grace. Like I said, we're trying to get back into the live streaming. I haven't done it in over, I guess, almost 2 years now. So if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. We're trying to work on it. Let's see here. Do, do, do. Um, let's go to our channel and go to live. And let's see here. Live. If you can hear me, you said a little. A little. Okay. Let's see here. Um, is that a little better? Is that a little better? Very low. I don't know why it's always low. I think you have a hard time hearing me uh, on your platform because I've seen your comments several times. But we're gonna press through so we can get into it. So, like I said, true cost of ownership. A couple of things to improve your credit score, and just FYI as it pertains to down payment assistance. So let's show a little love here. Um, let's show a little love. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you, Yvonne, for giving me the thumbs up. Let's get you on screen here. There you go. Kind of low there. There you are. Hopefully you can see your comment. And then you know what? Is it I guess it's Heaven Amber. Don't want to mispronounce it, but you always comment as well. So we appreciate you guys coming through and supporting the channel. So let's get into it. I don't want to keep you here forever. Um, as I stated, talking about Greg Abbott, the governor for the great state of Texas. I'm a little biased, but he's talking about property insurance and property insurance, homeowners insurance, everything around property seems to be up. I'm about to go through my process again this year because I don't escrow, but I renew my insurance coming January. And so I'm going through that process of vetting some different sources because it's up about 3%. And I've been fortunate and blessed, guys. Never had to file a claim or anything. But I'm just saying, all these years I've been paying property insurance, and it just seems to go up. So let's listen to what the governor has to say, and then we'll respond accordingly. Let's see here. All right.
And inflation, or 3.5, a re-election, and a record fourth term. The governor is crossing the state to talk about his proposals, including a stop in Fort Worth on Thursday and in Frisco 2 weeks ago. His plan would limit local government spending growth to population and inflation, or 3.5%, the lesser of the two, require two-thirds approval on all local property tax increases, and allow voters to call for a rollback election to lower property taxes. He would also cap appraisal growth to 3%, appraise all properties once every 5 years, and he's calling for a constitutional amendment to eliminate school property taxes on homesteads. On Thursday, I asked Governor Abbott about his plan, plus he made some news on casino gambling. But I started with his quest for a fourth term. There's no Senate.
So we don't want to bore you guys because you might not be in the state of Texas about his bid for reelection. But a couple of key things if you're a Texas resident or thinking about moving to the state. And so the deal is this: you do not want to ever be taxed, and you don't have the opportunity to vote about those taxes. And in Texas, I tell you, when it comes to the school millage rate, that's the highest percentage, the highest bucket, the most expensive bucket as far as taxes are concerned when it comes to your home. And if you have a homestead, your taxes can't go up more than 10% a year from the previous year, as long as you haven't just recently purchased a home or made any improvements. But even with all of the changes that have been done here recently over the last couple of legislative sessions, with providing some relief to homeowners, you still don't have the reign, if you will, on the local level. And so they just crank up the millage rates. And Governor Abbott, I think he's realizing that for the state to continue to grow and attract the type of people that you want to attract, home ownership is very important. And so I don't know how this is going to go, because a lot of folks are concerned about schools and children, and that's a valid concern. But something's got to be done, because if not, you'll start having an exodus to other places like some of these other states are experiencing. So what say you guys? What state are you in? Let me know here in the comment section. And what do your property taxes look like? Texas is one of the states that has a higher property tax rate because we don't have state income tax. And so when you parse it out, regardless of where you are, if you ask me, it all seems to work itself out, because Caesar's going to get his money. But what say you? What say you? Let's see here. I don't have any comments or anything of that nature going on. So again, guys, just starting back live streaming. So I appreciate the grace that you're giving. And it'll get better as we continue to move forward. It's funny. If you don't use it, you will lose it. That saying, whoever came up with that, is true. So we'll tighten up and get a little better. So again, thank you for being patient. So let's get back here to the agenda. We talked about property taxes briefly in Texas. Okay. Let's see here. Let's deal with the cost of ownership, home ownership. There's a lot of folks that have been poo-pooing home ownership here recently. And when I say recently, over the last couple of years. And I just want to admonish those of you that want to become a homeowner. You have to do so in a way and manner that is beneficial to you. Let me explain. This internet, a lot of people, a lot of influence, albeit surprising to me, has a lot of weight with a lot of folks when they go to make the largest purchase that they may make in their adult life. And you cannot be led by the outward sentiment when it comes to this purchase. And you have to always remember that you have to pay the bill. And I know it might sound elementary to some of you folks, but you'd be surprised at the amount of people that don't realize the cost that's associated with owning a home. It's just not buying it. And it's just not the principal and interest portion, because most loans are fixed rate, 15, 20, 25, 30-year amortizations at this time. And so you have to understand, as I aforementioned, property taxes, insurance, HOA fees, and maintenance. You have to maintain the property. So this is just a friendly reminder, PSA, as we're getting ready to end this year. And as you're beginning to prepare yourself to get onto the housing ladder, if it's the springtime coming up, make sure you run your numbers. And I always say this, when it comes to maintenance, 14 cents, 0.14 times whatever size home that you think you're going to buy. If you can't put those monies to the side, you may want to pause and think about not buying a home. You want to factor in insurance costs, depending on where you are. If you're in a volatile area as it pertains to natural disasters or fires, hurricanes, earthquakes, things of this nature, then you have to understand what that looks like. And these are huge costs to the bottom line of home ownership that have nothing to do with the fixed cost of principal and interest. And so there's pros and cons to everything in life, and you want to make sure you understand what those are, and you're not buying a house like you might be buying a designer outfit to show off to folks, because you will have remorse if you don't consider the cost. Moving right along, want to talk about improving your credit scores. I tell you, this is something else that I see a lot of in this industry that I'm in. And when I say a lot of people make this process a lot harder than it needs to be. And it's easy as 1, 2, 3. So the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau is still in place, and it's a wealth of information for those of you that may find yourself with challenged credit. There is no magic bullet. The only thing that's out here is a bunch of fraud that can end up putting you behind bars if you don't watch yourself, or even just frustrating you and making your credit worse and worse. So if you want the highest and best credit scores, and I didn't want to put my scores up because I don't want you to feel it's not a competition, but take it from somebody that's been over 850 for years, okay, that the key is you don't utilize the credit. You don't utilize a lot of the credit, your utilization. And if you use revolving lines of credit, you really want to keep it at 10% or less of the available credit limit, okay? And those things are very effective from a month-to-month process when you look at your credit scores. If you have had negative events, derogatory credit, it's not who you are. Don't take it as a negative, if you will, that you're a bad person, because this too can pass if you change what it is that's causing those issues. And more times than not, those issues have to do with financial issues, right? You have to either increase your income or limit or lower your outflow, aka living beneath your means. But pulling your credit report 2-3 times a year, validating, verifying what's going on, especially nowadays with all of this information that's floating around out here. You want to make sure that you're good there. So utilization, understanding what's on your credit report, and then lastly, when you're looking at it, for the accuracy. All of this disputing and paying all these people all this money to try to circumvent your bad behavior when it comes to credit is just costing you money. So don't do it. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. And there's a lot of free information online. You don't even have to pay anybody anymore unless you want to. All right. Down payment assistance. Before we get into it, if anyone is still here, it looks like we still got 3 folks here. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you can still hear me. I appreciate it. The reason I want to talk about down payment assistance, and as it says, read the small print. All down payment assistance programs are not created equal. And if you look at it from a high level view, this is what I would want you to know. The first thing I would look at if I was going to get into down payment assistance is there a period of time that I'm locked in to keeping this loan? And the reason that's important is because what if interest rates do come down precipitously? And if they do I understand the costs that might be associated with me having to refinance if I took said monies up front to get into a home? These are the things, the exit strategies that you have to look at. And this is in the small print. And just like I was saying when buying a home, and thank you, Amber. Uh, yeah, yeah, thank you, Heaven, for letting me know. But as I was saying, just like when you're getting ready to buy a home, you don't want to be pressured into these things. And so I have several folks that have gotten into down payment assistance, and for me, the state level programs are going to offer a lot of times the 3-year, 36-month lock-in period. And that's something to really think about as we continue forward. And it looks like rates are slowly coming down. I'm not saying they're going to be 2-3%. Don't think we're going to get back there. But maybe in a year or two from now, they might be in the low 5s, high 4s, right? And so consider these things when looking at down payment assistance. Number 2, you have to understand that there's cost associated. There's nothing free. The freer it is, the more it costs you. You just might not know where it is, right? But understand what costs are associated with the down payment assistance to allow you to get into the home. And with that, you really need to have an understanding how long you're going to be in these homes, okay? Because this is why refinancing gets a bad rap. Because a lot of times you do stuff up front and then not realizing that you might be down the road or move on before you can actually realize the benefit of the monies that you laid out up front. So this is the importance of having an advocate, a lender that you know, like, and trust. And yeah, it's very important when you're looking into these things, because once you get to the point to where you want to buy, you're just trying to get into a home. So you really need someone to look out for you. And so just keep that in mind. And then the last thing is this: the more money you get, the higher the rate is most likely going to be, unless you're in an income range, okay, that's below the area median income. Okay, those are going to be the programs that have the largest either grants available or the largest amount of monies to help you get in. But those programs also have a lot of limitations as far as purchase price is concerned and income is concerned. So not saying down payment assistance is bad. What I'm saying is you have to read the small print, because as they say, the devil is in the detail, right? The devil is truly in the detail. So as we wrap this thing up, man, as we wrap it up, I might start coming on and doing these more often. If you guys like stuff like this, let me know down in the comment section. If you want me to cover something specifically, let me know in the comment section, because we just don't want to be out here wasting time, right? That's our most valuable resource, time. And so, yeah, there you have it. Short, sweet, just a live market update, something to break up the monotony of, just dropping videos and things of that nature. I really appreciate everyone. You know what? Let me do this. If you're looking for a lender, been one for over 20 years, you can scan that QR code and schedule a consultation if you want to explore getting onto the property ladder from a residential standpoint. That's single family, duplex, triplex, fourplex. Anywhere in these United States, we love to have a conversation to see if we're a fit. And so with that, my time is up, but I thank you for yours. As I always say, guys, let's be good to one another. Let grace abound. And until the next time, indeed, you guys stay blessed. Thanks for everybody that stopped through. We'll talk to you soon.